Minchin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's shag with the stereo on. I don't care if it's John Bon Jovi. Let's ride on the merry-go-round. You be the car and I'll be the horsey. Who cares if it's Elvis or Metallica or Sondheim or Tchaikovsky? The stereo is all you need to guarantee some trousers off ski. Something in the way the music grows. You pull in all the fancy moves. You think you're some kind of Don Juan. Let's shag with the stereo on. Shag with the stereo on. Let's shag with the stereo on. Shag with the stereo on. Let's shag with the stereo on. This could be our favorite song. Let's shag with the stereo on. I don't care if it's MC Hammer. Let's go it and hammer and tongues. You be the tongues and I'll be the hammer. Let's shag until the dawn. Let's shag until we're done. Let's have a little fun. Let's get it on. Let's shag with the stereo. Shag with the stereo on. Yeah. If you're looking for some action, you know you gotta do it right. You better listen up and take my advice. If you wanna get a jiggy with it, you gotta flick on the switch, turn the zone, the volume, and get some tunes in the room. Like the story of how you were born, oh. You know your mama was Bridget and your papa was Guano, but they had Barry White on the whitest that night. They got the bound, like the bass in the porno. And from that moment on, they could do no wrong. No matter what the singer, no matter what the song, you know your mama was a Hummer and your papa King Kong, and they were shagging with the stereo on. Let's shag with the stereo on. I don't care if it's Pink or Britney. Let's ride on the merry-go-round. I'll be naughty if you promise to hit me. Let's shag until the dawn. Let's shag until we're done. Let's have a little fun. Let's get it on. Let's shag with the stereo. Shag with the stereo on. Let's shag until the dawn. Let's shag until we're done. Let's have a little fun. Let's get it on. Let's shag with the stereo. Shag with the stereo on.
The next song has made its way into the Yuletide half hour because Christmas reminds me of my youth and my hometown, Perth, in Western Australia. The song is called Teenage Years, and it's about my teenage years. And for the sake of those who haven't been to Australia, please note that Bundaberg rum is a type of rum, and Charlene is a girl's name. I'm sneaking out tonight. Through the warmth of the night air I'll pedal my bike from the house where my parents are sleeping to the house of my rich mate whose folks are in Sweden. I'm getting drunk again on a deadly cocktail of booze and Cobain. I'll reach Nirvana by 1, 'cause tonight my teen spirit is Bundaberg rum. I've got the fingers of one hand wrapped round the neck of a bottle of Jim Beam and Cola. The fingers of the other hand stuffed down the pants of my best friend's ex-girlfriend, or my ex-best friend's girlfriend, or my ex-girlfriend's best friend, who gives a toss, 'cause gently molesting your peers, it's all part and parcel of your teenage years. Your teenage years. Tonight my assignment's to steal a stop sign. It's not really a crime, I'm just freeing the streets. Tonight I will gaze at the stars, be amazed at how far away they all are. Gee, I'm deep. I've got the fingers of one hand wrapped round the handle of a coffee mug of warm southern comfort. The fingers of the other hand struggling with the bra strap of a young girl called Charlene, who said she was 16. She looks more like 12, but then who gives a toss? 'Cause undoing training brassieres is one of the pleasures of your teenage years. Your teenage years. The guy sitting next to me is offering me LSD. I try my best to be groovy but firm. I tell him not for me, I just ate KFC. I never mixed chicken with hallucinogens. I've got the fingers of one hand stroking the hair of a girl with a penchant for kneeling. The fingers of the other hand struggling with the wrapper of a strawberry-flavored novelty condom. I never realized vaginas could taste, but learning to use all the gear is one of the missions of your teenage years. Your teenage years. I'm sneaking home again, pedaling through the mist of a light morning rain, like a bird flying back to its cage. I'm trapped in what seems an eternal teenage. I ride towards the rising sun, as free as the lyrics of Jim Morrison. I'll be back in bed by 6 o'clock. There'll be plenty of time for a 5-minute tug before Dad comes to wake me up.
And I'm now going to hand over for the closing song to our musician, the only Tim Minchin.
So this is a song about greed. I've called it Greed, or in brackets, balsa wood and glue. When I was a young chap, just a little bouncing boy, my family was not wealthy, so I had to make do with second-hand pajamas and a single wooden toy, a dinosaur my daddy made with balsa wood and glue. But when I turned 13 and to high school off I trotted, I knew immediately that my dino wouldn't do, 'cause I had noticed all the toys the other boys had gotted, and I couldn't help myself, I wished that I had got them too. My daddy made a dinosaur with balsa wood and glue, but before too long I knew that my dino wouldn't do. When I was 15 years old, I first turned to thieving, to satiate my craving to have things the other kids had. I stole a gnarly skateboard from a skateboard shop one evening. It had bodacious fluoro railing and a wicked fluoro skid pad. By the following Monday morning, the skateboarding turned to boredom. My appetite for skating was abating in a flash. So I sold my board and bought a pair of flippers and a snorkel. But soon I balked at snorkeling, forked my snorkel in the trash. My daddy made a dinosaur with balsa wood and glue, but before too long I knew that my dino wouldn't do. At 18 I managed hedge funds and got fat by drinking beer. At 20 I owned 7 cars and houses on the coast. I fell in love at 23 with a Swedish girl called Mia. I bought a 200 quid toaster with which Mia made me toast. At 28, I went through like a Buddhist kind of thing and decided the material world and I were through. I hooked up with some Buddhist chicks who said that they were twins, but they didn't look that similar and they did stuff twins don't do. My daddy made a dinosaur with balsa wood and glue, but before too long I knew that my dino wouldn't do. But now I'm 47 stone and 31 years old. I have a kitchen staff of 12 on call 24 hours a day, and a page 3 girl I paid to lick chocolate from my folds. And a rent boy called Llewellyn, though I'm neither Welsh nor gay. Now to those who judge my lifestyle to be gluttonous and brash and criticise my excess acquisition and consumption, I say that critics of the wealthy are just those who don't have cash and who have never had a prostitute spread Marmite on their scrotum. My daddy daddy made a dinosaur with balsa wood and glue. But before too long I knew that my dino wouldn't do. My father died a year ago, to dust he's now returned. And I found my wooden dinosaur, which all these years has lasted. And I cremated it and put it with Dad's ashes in an urn below a gravestone with 3 words on it: stingy bastard. My daddy made a dinosaur with balsa wood and glue, which is all very quaint, but I'd rather eat foie gras inside a Porsche.
You've been listening to Mark Watson Makes the World Substantially Better, written and performed by Mark Watson, with music from Tim Minchin and poetry from Tim Key. The producer was Katie Marsden.
This is a song about envy. It's called My Neighbor's Ass. My ass is getting me down. People laugh behind their hands when I take it into town. It used to be tough and hard-working and strong, but now it is greying and has long since been long past its prime. But it was such a good ass in its time. Just to rub salt in the wound, my neighbor has an ass that would make Titania swoon. It's so broad that it's almost impossible to straddle. He had to get a custom-made saddle. I know that envy's a sin, but his ass is so muscular while mine is so thin. I know it's immoral to covet, but just one day with his ass, oh God, I would love it. Oh Lord, my Savior, would you do me a favor? I just want an ass like my neighbor. I want my neighbor's ass, 'cause my neighbor has a real nice ass. All together. I want my neighbor's ass, 'cause my neighbor has a real nice ass. My ass was once strong as an ox. People could easily ride it from dawn until dusk, and it never once balked at a plow. It was hardy and handsome, but I'm afraid now a disaster. I've had to put my ass out to pasture. I should be happy with the ass that God gave me. To look a gift ass in the mouth is a sin. I really should look on the bright side. It's such a big job breaking a brand new ass in. I know that envy is wrong, but my ass is just pathetic while his is so strong. In the old days my ass brought me kudos and fame. Now my ass just brings me shame. Oh Lord, Lord my Savior, forgive my behavior. I can't help but covet the ass of my neighbor. I want my neighbor's ass, 'cause my neighbor has a real nice ass. All together. I want my neighbor's ass, 'cause my neighbor has a real nice... Keep it going, yeah! I want my neighbor's ass, 'cause my neighbor has a real nice ass. Da-da-da-da-da. I want my neighbor's ass, 'cause my neighbor has a real nice ass. This is a song about lust, which I've called Lust, or in brackets, Outstanding Woman. You're an outstanding woman. You've got intelligence most people couldn't conceive of. You've got multiple degrees from reputable universities, a first-class honors in philosophy, an MBA from UCL, a med degree from MIT. You're an outstanding woman. You swam the English Channel all on your own.
You built a school in Sierra Leone. You work at a soup kitchen on Christmas Eve, and they have to ask you to leave. You're an outstanding woman. You're witty and generous and you make people smile. You recently ran a 4-minute mile. You make your own clothes. You're an excellent cook. You paint and you're writing a book. You're an outstanding woman. You're thoughtful and you see other folks' point of view. When friends are hurting, they always call you. You run a support group for disabled kids. You raise money for researching SIDS. You're an outstanding woman. And I see you standing there on the landing, and I understand you're outstanding. But honestly, right now I just want to shag. Right now I'm blind to the brilliance of you. Oh yeah, I know you are an outstanding woman. But right now your IQ could be 62. I just like the smell of your hair. You could be lazy and talentless for all that I care. Just give me 5 minutes or possibly 10, after which time I will value your intellect again. You're an outstanding woman. You're an outstanding woman. I'm keen to talk about American foreign policy and the inherent hypocrisy in it. But just give me 5 minutes.
You've been listening to Mark Watson Makes the World Substantially Better. Written and performed by Mark Watson. With music from Tim Minchin and poetry from Tim Key. The producer was Katie Marsden.
This is a song about sloth. It's called The Lament of the Three-Toed Sloth.
I used to be quite active in high school, back when my metabolic rate was faster. I was always quite stocky, but I was pretty good at hockey. I avoided white bread, potatoes and pasta. I used to be an average mammal. I was no Jesse Owens, but I wasn't John Candy. I was never that attractive, but I was reasonably active. I sure wasn't synonymous with lazy. I don't think I'm that apathetic. I'll admit I'm not particularly ambitious, but the fact that on the ground I don't break the speed of sound is typical of Megalonychidae Calypus. Oh God, were you really being fair when you named the land animals and birds of the air? Did you stop to think that's a bit rough? Naming that poor little fella a sloth. Pigeonholing should be left for pigeons. And frankly, I'm starting to get sick of being labeled by the number of my toes. And the fact that on the ground I'm not that quick. I can't think of any other creatures around who are forced to share their name with a sin. There's a pride of lions, sure, but that's a collective noun. They don't have a greed or a lust at the Singapore Zoo. And Tim Roth isn't spelt with a W. Just in case I wasn't disadvantaged enough, you blessed me with only 3 toes that are actually too claw-like to grab onto stuff, and this simian face and this damn ursine nose to top it off. Oh, and then you went and called me a sloth. Lord, I have always done my best. This cross that I bear has put hair on my chest. And with the 3 claws that you gave me, I've clawed my way up to the top of the tree. But up here I'm tired and I'm lonely as well. I've got few slothy friends and no slothy girl. It's really quite tough being a 3-toed sloth in this 5-fingered hustle-bustle world.